Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Sulaiman Rahim here. Welcome. This is Critical Analytics. We're going to talk about today about the crucifixion of Christ. Most of you are familiar with that. Those who call themselves Christians, even the Muslims are supposed to be familiar with that idea, though they disagree with it, but they're still familiar with it. So we're going to talk about it, see if we can explain it. Let's see. Little doing some things a little differently here today. So let's see if we get this to work. So, bear with me. Okay. Okay. It's a little different. Okay. As I've stated in the past, critical analytics is dealing with a topic, a subject, a verse, scripture, current event in a very critical way, critical analytics. That's what we're going to do here. We're going to look at that and see if we explain it from the AL-INJIL key, because we know, those of you who have been studying know that the Bible, there's a sealed Bible and an unsealed Bible. The unsealed Bible will be unsealed at the end by Suleiman, the Lamb. He'll break the 7 seals. So we're going to talk about it from the unsealed version. See, who will win the war of Armageddon? But that's what we're going to talk about. So this is a little different in my normal presentation. I'm trying something a little different here. So bear with me. And see how we do. Oops. Okay. Let me do something here first. Bear with me for a second. Get some sound out. Okay. Okay. It talks about the crucifixion of the Christ. Let me make, because I'm making changes as we go along here, but this is a little more interactive than I've done before. So I'm trying to do experimentation here. Okay. Now that shouldn't be there like that. So I corrected that. So I plan to do a more detailed, but this is just a short version to get you to understand how this works. Okay. So this is what it looks like. Somebody, he was crucified on the cross. Now we're going to break this down. I'm not going to read all the stuff there, so you can read on your own at your own leisure, right? But this way, talking about that he was crucified on the cross. This is what it looks like. That's the cross there. See? For those that you don't see it too well. Oops. issues here. Well, still, anyway, that's the cross there. See a black outline there? Okay, so we're going to explain that, because that's the cross that was crucified. And those of you who've been studying Injil, we know that at this particular time, this is at the time of the fall of Babylon, the wars taking place, falls Israel, America, and Britain has been thrown out of the Middle East, and now they're at war. America's at war with America, and Britain is at war with the other European countries, and with China and Korea. So this is where we are in time right now. Okay. So, and it says, okay, let me look at a couple things here. Well, let me check. Let me check something here first. Okay. What I did was, I took just the part that's pertinent to this. I just expanded here. So you look at the same thing, but the only part we need to look at is here, where the cross activity is taking place, right there. Right? Okay. This. Okay, let's do this. Oh, that's why I wouldn't do it. Gotta do it that way. Okay. Well, I should have done that first. But, and then this one. Okay, now we go. Here we go. Okay, still not. Okay, hold on. So just a little more interactive, something I don't normally do. But this is a very good example, right? Okay. So that we expand this to make it larger. Now, there's a little background here. Now, I give you certain characters. Says there was these 4 soldiers, right? There was Mary, his mother, at the cross. There was his disciples. There was his mother's sister. And there was 2 other criminals, right? Okay, let's go over that again. There was 2 other criminals. There was the disciples. There was his mother. There was 4 soldiers, right? And there was his mother's sister. Okay, that's that scenario they give you. See, that's what they talk about. You got to pay attention to all these characters, you got to pay attention to everything. See, so we're going to see if we can explain what this means relative to the angel, because you cannot understand it if you don't have the angel. Oh, why do they talk about? Why is it that Mary's there? Why is it the soldiers there? Why do they have to be broken into 4 parts? Right? It had to be 4 soldiers, right? Okay. Okay, so we're going to deal with the soldiers first. It says, well, yeah, we do the soldiers first. Okay, here's the soldiers. That's one of them. See, they're all going to fit. That's another one. That's another one. And there's another one right there. It's down here. That's the 4 soldiers. See? They're all together. Those are dragons, angels, so to speak. America, America, the European countries, and falls Israel. See? Britain is not there because you say, oh, what? No. You have to follow the symbols, bro and sisters. We're going to deal with Britain in a minute. But I talk about these 4 soldiers. They was at the bottom of the cross. See, Britain in scenario is on top of the cross. So they was at the bottom of the cross. So there's the 4 soldiers there. They was at the bottom of the cross. There's one that divided up his garments into 4 parts. I mean 4 soldiers. Okay, that's where the 4 soldiers are. Now, the other thing is that it says there was 2 criminals. And he was in between them. Now, the way they have you seeing that is they have it, the way they have it set up is that you see it this way. And you see 3 crosses. See, that's their imagination. The 3 crosses and Jesus in the middle of them. That's not what they're saying here. They assume that's what it means. They're saying about 3 crosses. It says there was 3 and Jesus in the middle of them. See. Okay. So there was criminals because they were being punished, right? So one of them had faith in Jesus. So Jesus tells him, you would be with me in paradise this day. See? But the other one, he wasn't. He went to hell or whatever. That's what it's talking about there. See? So what's the point to say? Each one of these things give you a little more information. So in this case, because Jesus was in the middle of them, what they're telling you is, those who've been studying, is that Suleiman will come to an NOI before, right, America and Britain goes to war with Europe. And so in other words, as soon as the desolation of Parliament takes place, where America and Britain and false Israel was kicked out of the Middle East, then that's the desolation of Parliament. But at that point, just before that happens, right, that's when Suleiman comes to the NOI. At the point where they lose the war. When they lose the war, that's not the desolation of Parliament yet. The desolation of Parliament when they take down false Israel. So he says he comes before they actually take down false Israel. So once they lose the war, that's where we have disciples up here. Once they lose the war, when they're in this situation right here, when they're in a situation right here, see, that's when Suleiman comes in, right? Because he's in between. So if we had to be in between, then this happens. Then this happens. That's it. Each one gives you a little more information. So it says just before the designation of the Parliament, that's what's going to stay there behind, because now they lost the war. So they're going to receive him once the war is lost. They're going to recognize, and they're going to dispatch Farrakhan once America, because they don't expect it either. They're waiting to see what happens. Once America and false Israel and Britain lose that war in the Middle East, they're kicked out. That's when they're going to receive Suleiman at that point. See, and so then following that will come the desolation of. That's how they're going to recognize it then. See, that's what we're going to say there. Because man, if you don't recognize that, you're going to be in trouble. That's what it's telling you there. Let's go to the next one. Okay, that's okay, I did that away. Okay, we'll leave it. We'll go back to here. We can explain everything from here. Okay, so we explained the 2 criminals in the wild. That's the one that believed in him. So it said, this day you will be in paradise. The other one, what the hell, whatever. Then it said there was 2 disciples. Okay, that's the Shia. See? But then it said his mother, Mary, was at the bottom, at the bottom was there. So what does that mean? Who is Mary? See, we know, well, wait a minute, hold on. You said I was a demon. I sure did. That's what I'm saying. You have to pay attention to see what it really means, because they use language, and if the language will throw you off, that's why you have to map it in there to find what they're talking about. Because when you go to chapter 12, right, we see the woman, right? That's part of the woman, right? You see the demons, the woman. So let me see if I can show that here. Okay, I didn't show that anywhere. Okay, let's just do a little. Let's make a couple of changes here real quick. Okay. So I'm doing it this way, brothers and sisters, because I want everybody to really understand how this works. Okay. Oops. Remember, that was the woman. And she had birth to a son and a child. That's very important. She gave birth to a son and a child. See Elijah teaching the both, right? She gave birth to a son and a child. But they specifically identify this one as the woman, because this one is the one that fled into the wilderness, and it was given 2 wings of an eagle. And moves out the way here so you understand that. See, she's here. And this is the eagle. So there's 2 wings of eagle. So identify specifically that one. Right? See? So, and remember, the woman gave birth to a child and a son. So that's what it means. So that's why they call her, right, Jesus' mother, because she gave birth to him in the Injil in chapter 12. Have to understand that. See? Okay. Hope you understand that. Because she had 2 wings of an eagle. This is the eagle right here. She's the only one given 2 wings of an eagle. They specifically point to this woman. Right? She gave birth to a son and a child. A male child. That means Farad and Suleiman. Okay, let's go back here. That's what. That's what I was showing here. And now here she said he had a sister. Now the reason why they refer her as a sister, that this gets a little complicated, but you can follow it, because this one here, right, is down. It'd be right here. I'll show where it was. But he's also in this position right here, where this would be. They both share the same position. So they refer to this as Mary's sister. Hope I'm not losing anyone here, brother and sister. That's why I'm referring to this as Mary's sister. So that's everybody that's in place there. Everybody's in place. And that's why it says he was put to death. See his death? His death. Right? Okay. And now, let's see, Mary was down here, right? But these up here. And those that study AL-INJIL knows each one of these is a day. A day, a day, a day. Right? On the 3rd day, he would rise. What he's talking about. So I hope you understand, brothers and sisters. That's what it's talking about. That's the cross. That's the whole story. All the pieces they talk about are right there. That's what they mean. See? So this is about to happen. Again, this is, like I said, 90% of all this is about what's about to happen. If 10% was about leading up to what's going to happen, but now we're about to move into 90%. It's about to happen. That's when the war takes, because right now they're pushing. The war's about to take place any day now. Once that war takes place, right, then that's when Suleiman comes to the NOI. They're going to accept him then, right? That's after the war takes place and they defeat it. Now, so it comes just the time between the time they defeat it and the time the desolation of Parliament takes. The desolation I'm getting abomination of desolation. See, so in other words, the war takes place, they defeat it, and then the abomination of desolation, he comes in just between those, just before. See, that's what each one tells you a little more information just before that. So therefore, that's how they recognize, because you have to know about it before it happens to recognize, otherwise you're going to be in trouble. So then, that's what I'm showing here. Okay, so I guess that's pretty much it. And this way, okay, here. Here's where, what's out the way here. This where it says, right? It says, tell them, this the other criminal, right? Why they're criminal? Because because, you know, they thunder and lightning every day, bro, and sisters, never seen anything like it. I've been all over the country, and here it is, right? I'm here now, and it's been lightning and thunder every day. I never seen anything like it. Global warming, climate change, they're destroying the planet. I talked about it earlier. So now this goes up, remember? So he said, today you'll be me in paradise. See, so it was two criminals. They was criminal because, you know, they failed their mission and was following Farrakhan. So he had to clean them up. That's where the son of the master of the covenant comes in. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. So anybody got questions, and I plan on talking about this in more detail, but if they really need it, I can do it, you know, sooner, have a more interactive session. I want to explain to you how the injil works, how you explain these things, because they tell you all this information. Well, his mother was there, his mother's sister was there was 4 criminals there, there was 4 soldiers there was 2 criminals with them, he was in between them, right? And there was disciples. Then one of the criminals, right, went to paradise with him. See? I just explained to you. That's why we need to study the angel, understand it, get that God mind back. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Like I said, I plan on getting a much more detailed one in the future, covering this and some other things too, right? But this should explain to you how this works, how to map that into angel, and now you know what that means. And this, again, this is telling you what's about to happen and gives you more detail. And when they talk about the disciples, because the seer, they're actually his disciples. They're talking in the Bible, the seer was actually his disciples. That's what they're talking about. It wasn't, because they call the witnesses in chapter 11. See? This never happened in the past. It's happening now, and this is about to happen. We're at this point right now where this is about to happen. Let me go where we are right now in time. Oops. Did I get rid of that? Okay, let me do this real quick here. I actually thought wait a minute, I did it. Well, I changed it, that's why I changed it. Okay. Because in time right now, where we are in time, this is where we are in time, right? It's not here yet. We're on time right now, see, where America, falls Israel, and Britain still control the Middle East. We see the Shia, and we see the Shia putting pressure on them. That's what's going on right now. They're saying Iran's putting more and more pressure on them. See? That's what they're saying. Iran's put more and more pressure on them. You know, Iran's getting more aggressive. That's what they're saying. That's what it says right here. They're pushing this. They call it the winds as the wind is blowing. So they're pushing. And that's what's going to bring the war about. Which could happen any day now. See? week, couple of weeks. And it's not going to be very much longer from now. Could be tomorrow, could be a couple of weeks, but it won't be much longer. So that's where we are right now, right? Once that happens, then they're kicked out. They kicked them out. Suleiman shows up. Just before desolation, right? Abomination of desolation takes place, which is this. Boom. Boom. And boom. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. We're going to leave it there. Any questions again, let me know. If there's any misunderstanding, I definitely need to know, especially if you're into warriors out there. And like I said, in the near future, I plan on doing a much more detailed presentation of this, but I wasn't planning on doing it interactively, actually, but I could. I was just going to do a regular presentation. I want to do this. This is not totally interactively because no one can. There's, it's not live. I can do one live, so, if that's necessary. Right? Okay. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum.